What up, y'all? What up? What up? What up? What up? We gonna wait for a few more people to pop in. Appreciate y'all tuning in every week, live from the Ink World. It's your boy J Dank out here cooling. I'm just having some tunes playing in the background. Make sure you follow us on YouTube, Permanent Ink Music, Instagram, Permanent Ink Music, Twitter, Facebook. Follow us everywhere. Get our music everywhere. Apple Music, Spotify. Yo, if y'all need those beats, we got them for you. We got the beats. Hey, hey, hey. What's going on, Wagwan? No matter what the words they speak, I just hold my speech while I let them preach. I'm just trying to reach my goals. Living in that fold, living so grown. I'm just trying to stay cold like I'm bundled up. No sweater, just chasing. Ain't nobody running, but it's a rat racing and I'm racing. I'm just trying to feel complacent, but I'm going off this race. I'm just going off the top of the dome. I'm in my zone, in my own home. Trying to avoid this corona. Ain't nobody want 'em. Trying to stay on 'em. I'm just playing, y'all. I'm just killing time for the folks to pop in. Yo, like I said, make sure y'all follow us everywhere. Phil, let me know when you're ready. You can go ahead and hit that request button, brother.
What's going on?
What's good, brother man?
Hey, I don't. Hold on. Yo, keep talking.
Yo,
Hey, okay, can you hear me?
yep.
All right, bet. Okay, I'm gonna go wireless.
But
Look, I
hey,
almost had. Look, I was trying to get the Teddy Riley dances to come on before I got here, so you know.
oh, man.
Man, let's see.
See, you look different to the people nowadays, man.
Man, I don't, you know.
He done got the Jesus. He done got the Jesus locks.
Oh man.
The beard done the same length as the locks, man. What you been doing?
Bruh, quarantining, that's that's what I've been doing.
Yeah.
Hey, when you ain't gotta go but so many places, you don't be staying at the barber shop or all these other places, man. You just be
Exactly.
going all natural, man.
Bro, you see my head? I had to go let the locks go because I couldn't get nobody with this corona stuff, so I just had to chop them on.
Hey, they'll be there, man. They'll be there.
Yeah. Look, man, how
I
you
don't
been?
even.
How you been adjusting with this Rona?
Oh man.
Well,
It's
first of all, before we get into that, I ain't even introduced. Look, I'm rude, bro. I ain't even introduced y'all. We got look. We just started talking. Look, see how we do. See, man,
Yo,
so
that
look,
is how we do.
before we get super started, y'all. This is my brother, my main man. He a musician. He's a singer. He's an actor. He's a what else? He MD. Man, he's a do it all. Shoot, as far as I know. There ain't an instrument this man can't pick up and learn if he don't want to. Uh, Dr. Feel Good himself. Man, let the people know who you are, man. Drop what you've done and let them know who you are, man.
Man, first off, before we start, I want to play this real quick.
Go ahead.
That's my Teddy Riley backup dancer, so they can. I just playing, man. Nah,
Look, you need to add comedian on that list too.
man, shoot. You said tell them what I do. I'm an actor. On stage, starting to get into film. I play bass, guitar. I sing, rap occasionally. Do some spoken word occasionally. Man, I just love the arts, man. I just love anything creative. Um, I just appreciate anything everybody can do. I'm always trying to learn something new. I might not necessarily perfect it, or I might not be Prince on all the instruments, but I at least like to learn how stuff operates, whether it's instruments with music, whether it's different parts of uh, the front and background of the theater business or the film business, whatever. So there isn't that many things that you won't find me dabbling in a little bit. Hopefully one day being able to be good at all of them. But yeah, man, that's some of the stuff I do.
Yeah, man. Because I know every year you're always like in the Black Theater Festival, uh, which is a huge thing out of Winston. You got actors
Yeah.
coming all over just to come see stuff like that, man. So how
Yeah.
has that been for you? Like, is that hard being around like other actors like that, or is it like more inspiring?
Oh, it's definitely more inspiring. It's very I can't even think of the word for it. It's just because as actors, a lot of my friends, we're always in shows, or at least before Corona. So
Yeah.
people that I actually do know, rarely do we ever get a chance to catch up or actually see each other because, I might be in the show at the same time as this person. That person might be in the show 5 states away on the West Coast. Everything's always running together. So the festival for family and friends is always just an amazing experience. And then it's one of the few places that you actually get a chance to meet some of the people that you aspire to be, or you've seen their careers, or people that, especially in the theater world, that you may have only seen on Broadway or only heard them on album tracks, and they're right there, and you develop friendships and networks and long-lasting uh, brotherhoods, sisterhoods that are just phenomenal, man. It happens every other year, every odd year. Um, and so 2021, next year, I think they're actually in the midst of planning for that. Hopefully, with Rona and everything, all of that will be, able to keep going on. But man, it's great, man. It's so inspiring, man. Because one of the things I love about it is they treat you just like they have a lot of respect for you because of the fact that you do the same things they do. They might be doing it at a quote unquote higher level, or they might be more recognized for it, but they appreciate the fact that you're even just there. And so it's definitely inspiring, man. It's a beautiful thing.
Interesting. Like, it sounds so different, like versus the music scene.
Yeah, definitely. I can't speak for everybody. I feel like theater has always tried to be one of the more inclusive spaces. Um, like with people in general, that's going to change. And we've seen a lot of that stuff happen recently, just in the news about some of the actors and writers and people speaking out, like on Broadway and stuff, about some of the social dynamics of it. But I think theater has always been that. And so when you find yourself in a space with a lot of people, and especially National Black Theater Festival, people who look like you, it's a joy to be able to be in a safe space to create, man. Uh, Music is slightly different.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know, man. It's I think a lot of actors have realized that you it's almost impossible, even with people who are like impersonators or impressionists, it's almost impossible to do the same thing that somebody else does and get the same result. And I feel like with musicians, sometimes they get to a point where it's like, whether it's gigging, they don't want you to take their gigs. Whether it's certain chords or certain ways, they don't want you to learn their secrets. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they feel like keeps them and makes them special. But I feel like in like the acting world, you realize that you and me can say the same thing the same exact way, and it's going to mean two totally different things, which is the same in music, but you just don't have like a lot of people who think that way, man. At least from my, point of view. So.
I 100% agree with you. But we ain't gotta dive deep on that one today. So to lighten the mood a little bit, we're gonna do a quick game. So I'm gonna call this that. So
all right, you can get with this, you can get with that.
Okay, pretty much. You already know. So I know you're a man that like to eat. So
yeah, absolutely.
So
I throw down.
Is it for you? Is it Coke or Pepsi?
Ooh, it depends. Pepsi regularly. Coke if I'm like I'm making a float or something like that. I don't know, because Pepsi is sweet. It's sweeter, so by itself, like but I don't really drink soda that much anyway, so it's ginger ale for me. But but yeah, Pepsi. I go Pepsi.
Okay, I'm with you.
And North Carolina, man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, there you go. Look, we cheer wine too.
Right.
Right. Bojangles or Popeyes?
Bojangles.
My man.
Man, okay, look, I know I'm about like comment on everything, man. Like, I just don't get the hype of Popeyes, man. I've been multiple places in multiple cities, multiple different franchises, man.
They're all terrible.
You said it, I ain't say it.
They all terrible. To me, I think Bojangles got the better sides. You know what I mean? Like, out of everybody, even churches got better sides than most people. But they get a lot of flack for being greasy. But I'm like, I'd rather my chicken be greasy because I know it's fresh. They just took it out of grease. It ain't been sitting there for 3 hours and under a heat lamp. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
People forget that.
Right.
But whatever. Let's see. Are you like cake or pie?
Cake.
Okay.
Look, I'm trying to give you one answer because I could make arguments for both sides. so
you like to eat.
Bruh, hey man, ain't nothing like a key lime pie, like a sweet potato pie, or like, bruh, but
She said they greasy.
pie, man, look, pie is one of the things where it depends on who make it, man. Like, a lot of people can't make good pie, so
yeah. Well, I haven't run into too many bad pies, but I run into some bad cakes.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
I feel like it's easier to make a dry cake or just a bad cake. I don't think I've ever had a bad pie. I don't think so.
Oh, I have. So I don't know, but yeah. All right, I see.
What's your quick side thing? What's your worst like food experience like at a family function?
At a family function,
like
ooh.
Do y'all ever had them who made potato salad moments?
What are it's not even that moment. I guess this would be the worst. One of the worst that ended up being the best was one Thanksgiving that we didn't have macaroni and cheese. And I was like, me and my cousins, we was ready. We was like, okay, we was getting it. We was like, hey, where's the macaroni and cheese? It's in the back. Somebody was like, yeah, we don't have it this year. What?
See, that was like my heart, man, because that's all I look for. Man,
we was upset. And so I said something. I was like, man, how you going to have Thanksgiving without mac and cheese? How you going to be a black family?
Like, that is a mandatory dish. Like, I could do without a turkey before I do without mac and cheese.
I got a bunch of smart ass people in my family. Well, if you want mac and cheese, then how about you make it then? All right, bet. Challenge accepted. And the next year, I perfected my mac and cheese recipe, and I done put some people out of business, and now I'm retired. So I come out of retire. I come out of retirement every once in a while, you know. But yeah, I think family wise, yeah, that's probably one of the yeah. Yeah.
Did you get to see family for I know you be, you know, on jet planes and private jets and stuff up and down the coast.
Man, it's true that you about to make me seem like Bow Wow, man. I don't know about no, no private. I don't know about no private jets. But I didn't see them on Thanksgiving Day, but I did see them a little bit before and a little bit afterwards. We had some family medical stuff to deal with, unfortunately, but I was able to come back around and you know see them. So it was good. It was low key actually, which you don't realize how much. I don't know how many people out there like realize this, but this Thanksgiving I was just like, I only got to cook for like 2 or 3 people. I ain't got to like fight over the oven time. I ain't got to worry about all this cleanup. Like it was like real chill. Like I mean, despite the circumstances, but still, I was like, we might need to rethink this whole. Like, let's say I don't get together for Christmas. How about next time we just chill, you know?
Yeah,
But,
I think it was nice to kind of have that break and not feel like you had to rip and run to go see everybody and to 5 or 6 different people's houses.
right.
Man, for me, I think Corona's been more of a blessing, man. Like we've been able to like get a lot of stuff done, stay like planned, focused. I think honestly, I think for Black people, it's been a positive thing. I think it's
Mm.
allowed a lot of us to like open up businesses because really the only complaints I hear about Corona is from, you know, them folks over there. Yeah, over there.
Over there.
Over there.
Over there.
Nah, but I was talking to my mom actually, and she was even saying like, you know, it's a lot of people been opening up businesses and stuff like that right now. So
Mm.
I think it's been because we used to this like. You talk about the jobs went out. Like we used to not having jobs and having to figure it out. So I think that's been the biggest difference.
Yeah. Like, I think, was it Dave Chappelle had said it best in one of his specials when he was talking about, oh, you know, like, this is what we do. Like, we used to this. Welcome, you know.
Right.
Pull up a seat. We'll give you some notes. Like, what you want to do?
Exactly.
Like,
Yo. I had one more game, but I forgot. What you got coming up, man? I know you can't tell some stuff.
whew,
You know,
man.
contracts. Famous folks get contracts and can't say nothing. So.
I, this is what I'll say. I'll say that I had some stuff that looked very, very promising right when Corona started.
Mm-hmm.
In the acting industry, let's just put it like in the theater and film and everything. So hopefully with especially in the film with stuff starting to come back a little bit, and I know Broadway said they're closing until like June 2021, and that's the earliest
Mm-hmm.
now. Because I think originally it was a couple weeks, and it was a couple months, and it was January at the beginning of the year. Now it's June. Ain't no telling. So I had some stuff promising that stopped that hopefully will come back. As far as anything specific coming up during this time, man, I've literally just been using this time to get better at everything. So I don't have a specific project per se. Like I don't have a song releasing next week or anything like that. But I've been spending this time learning how to do that more efficiently. I've been spending this time learning how to do a lot of the things that before Corona I was just like, oh man, I'd love to learn that, or I wonder how that works. And now that I've had the time, when it is time for me to drop something, whether it's music, whether it's whatever type of project it is, it's definitely going to be dope, man. All sides, man. Been learning stuff behind the camera, in front of the camera, on the bass, engineering wise, production wise, like acting wise, master classes, like a lot of different things, man. Editing, it's going down.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know.
man. I can definitely relate on that. Like, it's like you be doing other things. Like I had touched the keyboard like forever, right? And
I
so
know.
I've been doing all this.
I was arguing with you about that. I was like, bro.
Yo, yo, and then like I was like doing all this other stuff, and then I was like, dang, I haven't touched the keyboard in forever. And finally, like I sat down to the keyboard, and it was like, yo, like where this playing come from? Like not realizing the other stuff that was making me better on that end was already making me a better musician. So
Yeah.
like that's what I like to see like to happen sometimes. It's kind of cool like when you working on other stuff and how it affects the other side of it. So
Man, especially, well, artists, period. I'm not saying everybody doesn't do it in their regular jobs, but so much of just life experience, period, I feel like influences what we do when we produce art. Like you might not be playing on the keys, but you listening to music or a new song coming out, or you hearing something on the radio or watching certain stuff. By the time from the last time you sat down at the keyboard to the next time, that stuff is, is in your mind. That thing is inspiring different things, and it's like it's influencing stuff that you don't even realize. So, man, we literally practice in our sleep, man.
yeah.
Like, yeah.
So before we get out of here, what's one thing you would tell these up and coming actors or musicians or even like your old self?
Ooh, that's a multi-layered question. All right.
I mean, look, you
I
can
would,
answer how you want to.
first of all, take everything that everybody says about what you have to do with a grain of salt,
Mm,
because it happened with me. There's people who I tend not to publicize a lot of the stuff I do. You know that.
yeah.
But I'm blessed, man. I stay working. And a lot of that there's some people who can look at me and be like, oh man, you doing this, you doing this. And I feel like I'm catching up. And I feel like I'm catching up because I let too many people when I was younger tell me how I should do it or that I shouldn't do it,
Mm,
or telling me the only way that this works is if you do this, and realizing that different things work for different people. Um, and that just because it hasn't worked for other people doesn't mean it's not going to work for you. Now, of course, don't just turn a deaf ear to everything. Like, take some of the, recommendations, but don't take it as a definite. Take that as a, okay, so this is a possibility. This happened to this person, whatever. Okay, how does that work with me? I would just tell myself, man, when I was younger, to really pay attention to the things that make you feel good and the things that spark your imagination, um, and go for it. And so I say that, like, if you're younger, you're in middle school, you're in high school, and for some reason the idea of New York makes you feel like, oh man, like that's dope, and I want to do that, and I want to do whatever. Look into it, man. Start researching, see what it takes to go there. Look at schools if you want to go to schools, man. And I'm the worst person to talk to about this because, you know, fortunately and unfortunately, depending on what you do, the traditional way that we think of school is not always the end all be all, man. And I find, especially now, like with the influence of older generations, my grandparents and a couple other people like that, they still believe that school does the same thing it did when they were younger.
right.
And don't get me wrong, I appreciate the sacrifices and the hard work and stuff, but in the age we living in, that IT certification might get you, you know, more than this or that experience that you have, or you might not necessarily need to go to a university. You might need to go to a conservatory, or you might need to go take classes specifically. The minute you actually find out the stuff you want to do, find out how you can learn more about it, and that could be from anything or anyone, man. So just keep your mind open, man. Uh, what was the other part of the question, man?
Bro, like, hey, you said it all to me. Uh I was just saying, like, what would you tell yourself? Like, but I think you pretty much answered it.
Yeah. I would tell myself that. I would tell myself um, that this is cliche, but you know, somebody just recently said, I forgot where exactly the quote came from, but it's like a Chinese proverb or something. It says the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and the
Mm-hmm.
second best time to plant a tree is right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like no matter when you start, the earlier you start, the better. But even if you don't start early, the minute you actually decide to start, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and realize there's a place for you, man, because there's certain stuff I used to do when I was younger just naturally that I didn't have the people around me to cultivate it, and I didn't have the people around me to actually say like, "Hey, that's unique." Because it wasn't the right way, it was discouraged.
Yeah.
And then me in the environment I was growing up, I got discouraged. Or even as I was older, man, playing bass. I remember when I first picked up the bass, and people would tell me like, uh, I do a little something, and a bass player walk by. You're not supposed to do it like that. You're supposed to do it like this. I'd be like, okay. And then I turn around and like Victor Wooten is doing the thing that I was like naturally starting to be good at. Not saying I was doing it on a Victor level, but what I'm saying, I'm like, yeah, y'all ain't tell Victor that he was doing it wrong. Like why y'all?
And we'll
You know what
never
I'm
tell him
saying?
that he was doing it wrong.
Right. You know what I mean? Do whatever you can to get the best results for you. And if you can find a more efficient way to do it, do it. Because and don't get mad at people. People are gonna be mad. We get mad at it. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe not furious, but looking at some of the younger cats, and we like, yo, why is it that when I was their age, I had to do this, and this, and they only got to do this and this? And I feel like that we should be happy, man. Um, one of the things that frustrates me with some of the older generation is them talking about how much they sacrificed for it to be easier for us. And then when we start finding the ways to make it easier, them actually like being mad at us for it.
Yeah.
Um, and that doesn't take away any respect from the older generation, but I'm just saying we gotta keep in mind that we starting to be that as well. So um, we have a kid who's not even a kid, fresh out of college, because now we past college age. So even the college age, quote unquote, kids is like the young generation, or like my little brother or something like that. It's like just encourage them, man. Oh well, hey, this is how I do it. If it helps, it helps. If not, like I'm not gonna get mad because you figured it out. You know what I mean? Now I'm human, so I know in the back of my mind sometimes I might be like, you mean to tell me, like, but hey, man, like I feel like the more we start encouraging each other and the more we start showing each other, man, I think that we really about to elevate, man. That's one thing I've seen with Corona, with nobody being able to get together and people actually having to reach out and do Zoom stuff and do collaborations online and work with people that they never would have worked with and never had the time to work with. You start seeing all this amazing stuff that wouldn't have happened before when they weren't forced to do it. So,
Right.
you know, man, shoot, man, you get me on this, I talk about this all night, bro.
Look, man, you got the church there. He talking about amen and stuff. Talking about you preaching, dog. You
Oh,
gotta give
I
it
appreciate it.
else, man.
Please talk to your neighbor and pass the collection plate. And we like the kind that folds and the kind that jingles.
Right. Come on now.
You
Well,
know.
I appreciate you,
Cash
man.
App at Feel Good MD. And what's your Cash App?
2 2. Or y'all can send it to Permanent Ink Music. Give it to us all. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man. Hey, I appreciate y'all, man. This is a great platform, man. Just to be able to sit here and just talk with you, man. I know we chat like on a regular anyway, but
Yeah.
I thank you, man. Thank Permanent Ink, the whole blueprint. Shout out to the whole blueprint out there.
Right. Here we go. Here we go. But no, man, I appreciate it, man. That's why we do this, man. Because like you said, like with Corona right now, like we don't have the time to link up like we used to, but we always stay working. So That's why I
Yeah.
can always appreciate, especially when you come through dropping gems like this tonight. I ain't think you was coming through like that. Shoot, I would have brought my notepad and everything.
Man,
But that's why we record the show too, man. So people can go back and rewatch it or catch it later. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, you might even go back and be like, "Dang, I said that." Shoot.
hey, I'm the type of person I go back and be like, bro, you had that in your head the whole time, and you. Hey, this is recorded. Again, that is Feel Good MD. That's PHILGOOD MD. That's the Cash App if you want. And
Look, we ain't turning down no checks
right,
as long as it clear.
right.
But y'all, appreciate y'all tuning in this week. Who we got next week? I forgot, but be on the lookout. We'll drop some promo videos. We got my boy Trail hosting next week, as far as I know, and then we got 2J after that.
2J.
Press play. Here you go, popping in now. But y'all, appreciate y'all again. Tune in next week. Follow us everywhere. Permanent Ink Music. Shout yourself out again, Phil, one more time.
That's at Feel Good Sessions, PHILGOODSESSIONS on Instagram. I should be in the thing. Cash App, was it $ Feel Good MD? Yeah, man. What you laughing at, bro?
He said, I'm gonna keep sliding that Cash App through there.
It's on my spirit. It's on my spirit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, they said benediction, man. They said altar calls and stuff. You know,
Right.
the Inkwell has turned into Wednesday night service. All right, that's what I'm talking about.
All right, bro, man. I'll holler at you later, man. Be safe out in the streets.
Hey, y'all making me feel all special and stuff. Look like I'm a celebrity and stuff. Y'all all interviewing me and stuff,
Bro,
man. I'm about to get.
trying to
Hey,
tell you, man. Look, man. I'm trying to get on your level.
I'm about to get flued out. You know. I'm about to get flued out. You know.
Look, man. It's hot boy season. Come on now.
Hey, it's cold outside.
He's trying to warm up, boy.
Hey, I went outside yesterday, man. Look, it took me 20 minutes to step outside, bro. I was, bruh, like, man. Shoot.
Oh, man, but all right, bro, man. Appreciate you tuning in this week, man.
All right, appreciate you. Love everybody out there. Y'all stay safe during this Rona time and keep creating and look out for all the new permanent ink stuff that's about to drop. I know they be being humble. They be interviewing other people, but they got some stuff that's about to hit y'all upside the head. That's all I can say. I'm under contract, so.
You say under contract. But, all right, bro. Be safe.
All right, man. All right, peace.
Peace.